Good morning, world. Welcome back. Today we are doing something a little different. I say a little different. It's the same shit we're doing, but it's slightly different circumstances. So the house that you'll see it in a minute. The house that I'm working in, I'm a little bit early yet. It's only 7:30. I don't think we can start till 8 o'clock. So the house we're working in today has. From my understanding, the house has been the house has been rewired, right? But it's not been done very well. That's the only way I can put it. In fact, it's f***ing horrendous, actually. So basically, we're not rewiring it because it's just been rewired. Literally, it's been done, but we're talking a few weeks ago. So this guy, as far as I'm aware, has rewired it. But there's just various things which aren't right. I'll show you when I go in there. So basically, we're not going to strip it out and start again because the customer's already paid once for this, and for various, I don't know, can't get involved. Anyway, we are rectifying all the bits and pieces which aren't quite right. The floorboards are still up and everything, so we've still got access for cabling and stuff. So I'll take you in there now. I'm going to finish this coffee first, and then you can have a look at it. But it is the worst one I've seen in. I think in 12 years of working for myself, I think that trumps it as number one. I've not seen a rewire done as poorly as that. So, yeah. All right, team, welcome back. So what I'll give you a walk around because I think it's probably actually going to be more cost effective to rewire this place because the deal is the guy he's had all the work done, he's had it rewired, but it's so bad. We're basically trying to salvage what's here, but I've got a feeling it might be easier. I think we'll just rewire it. That's what I think we might do, but I don't know, we'll see. Tom is trying to get his head around the fuse board. It's a full RCBO board, but it's just, there's no grommets, glass, there's nothing in it. So we've got to get our heads around that. I think we're just going to take the board out completely and just reinstall it again. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, moving into here, the pierre de resistance. I thought this was quite interesting. The switch was down here, but I'm guessing there's a couple of people on the channel who moan that I leave too much slack. Well, there's a reason why, because then you don't get that. Because I think basically what's happened, it was too short, and they couldn't plaster it into the ceiling, so they've literally just left it like that. I think it's stunning. But anyway, there you go. So that's the reason why I leave slack on my cabling. But in here is what we've got to do today. So the kitchen was in, and Peter the carpenter, he's just taken it all out. So this is what we've now been left with. So there was, this is all off, Tom, isn't it? Tom, the kitchen's all off, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So this was like a multi-way switch. There's a couple of you saying on the channel that I should start using these rather than have individual fuse spurs, but I mean I do get the idea of them because they're quite neat. Once they're recessed into the wall, it's quite a neat idea, but unfortunately this one hasn't been executed very well. So yeah, this one just hasn't been executed very well. There's just no glands or anything. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut this all out because this cable is just running under the floor and there's mice and stuff here. So what we're going to do, we're just going to cut this out, and I think it's just going to be easier if we just run new cabling in from the fuse board, and we'll just put it in a bit of capping up here. We'll just run it down the wall, and we'll just start again basically. But so that's here, and then the lights. Sometimes it's difficult to price for a job because, like this one here, when I came here to price it, the kitchen was all in. It was all on and working, but it was just piss poor. But of course you can see some of the basic faults, like this one down here. You can see bits of it which aren't right, but sometimes it's hard to price a job when you don't actually, until you get to this stage, you don't actually know what you're up against. So I've actually got to have a chat with the client because this is actually a little bit more work here than I planned, but that's something I'll have a chat with them about later. So all these lights, there's 6 lights here, but Peter's put a new stud ceiling in. So what we're going to do is take these lights out, re-terminate them, which I will show you now because they haven't been terminated. Yeah, so basically what we're going to do, I think, awesome. Check that out. Right, so basically we're just going to, I was going to say we've got to re-terminate these lights, but it might be easier just to run new cabling in here, I think. This is the problem, until you actually start a job, you don't see what you're up against, so sometimes it can be really difficult. But anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll have a chat with the client and we'll work it out. So that's today's job, we just basically got to get this up and running. So let me get my tools out and we'll check back in a bit. Right, if you get, what do we need? Drummer 2.5, drummer 1 mil, 6 mil.
6 mil for the cooker.
6 mil for the cooker.
And some,
that'll do.
Get some capping as well.
We need some for St Quintins to just pick up like 20 lengths of capping or something. We'll use it up somewhere.
I'll get 100 metres of 2.5, that should be more than enough. I'll get 50 metres of 6 mil.
That'll do.
For the cooker.
That's fine. We don't need anything else here, do we? Just, that'll do. It's enough to get on with today.
Yeah, that'll be alright.
Right, rummaging around in my bag to find a set of batteries. And I've got one. Here's a little.
You need a battery?
No, it's these Milwaukee ones. I had 6.
I have Milwaukee.
Yeah, but I had 6 of them. I had 6 of these, and I've got one now. Well, I got 2, but that was Tom's one. I gave it to him. He's probably sold them, knowing him. I've just sent him off for parts. It'll take him 3 hours, and he'll come back, and he'll be like, "Oh, traffic was really heavy. There was a terrorist attack on the North Circular or something." I haven't even got the bit that goes in it. I'm going to nick his one instead. Somebody, we're just running this 2.5 and 1 mil in for the kitchen ring. We're trying to, I think we're trying to convince him to rewire the place rather than trying to salvage what's here, which I think is the right thing to do, to be honest, because it's just it's a bit of a sad affair, this place. So, but while we're doing that, in one of my previous videos, somebody mentioned, so I poked my eye out with this, somebody mentioned a couple of people. They said, do you ever doubt yourself? Do you ever question what you're doing? Do you ever do things and then you sort of doubt whether you should be doing it? And I mean, it does happen. Not so much now. I mean, I had a job once, this was years ago, and it was, I mean, I was quite green then, I'd only just qualified, and I had a job doing, it was in a little bathroom, only a little kutcher place, it wasn't big, and I'd only been there about 5 minutes, it wasn't even that, and I drilled straight through a water pipe. And of course, you're green. You just don't think about that sort of stuff. You just get on with the job and do it. And anyway, drilled through this water pipe, water absolutely pissing everywhere in this bathroom. You think I could find the stopcock? Could I? Couldn't find it. It took about 5 minutes before I found the stopcock to turn the water off, because I hadn't checked before I got there. And of course, by the time I turned it off, I mean, her bathroom was annihilated, I mean, it was a bathroom, so it was all right. You just mopped it up. But, needless to say, she weren't happy about it. And it's just one of those things. I remember getting back in the van thinking, I'm not cut out for this. This is this is the big boys game. This isn't really my, this isn't my remit. But you can't think like that, because the world would just leave you behind. It's just, you make mistakes. We're human. It's the organic squidgy bit up here. It's just, you make mistakes. It's one of those. It's just one of those things. But I certainly don't believe there's no such thing as an electrician who gets it right every time. There's no such thing. You go out and you do the best job you can, and that's all there is to it. But you do doubt yourself sometimes, but I try not to, because it don't get you anywhere. It doesn't achieve anything. But yeah. Anyway, let me run these in. We'll be back in a bit. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what's known as a You'll need a beep there for that. Trying to line up socket boxes. You can buy the doubles with a single next to them, but the problem with those is that if you've got like stainless accessories and stuff, that gap is never big enough, as I found out on another job. So you end up having to have like a 3 centimeter gap there, and on those boxes you just don't get that. And unless these line up perfectly, they just look hideous when they're, once it's all tiles and everything, and they just don't sit straight. So it just requires a lot of patience. Somebody was asking in it was a couple of videos back, why'd you bother fitting capping? You don't need to fit it anymore. Here, I mean, I'm just fitting it because they're dotting and dabbing this wall because it's bowed like a banana. This wall is, so I'm literally just we're just capping it just for the sake of it, and it makes, when they dot and dab it, just makes it a bit easier. But it's just personal preference. I just like to do it. That's all. It's just a personal choice. I mean, I think technically, as long as it's RCD protected, you don't have to. You can just clip it and then just skim straight over it. But it's, I don't know. I just prefer doing it for some reason. It's just one of those. I think it. Yeah, I think.
It's more professional.
I think it looks neater. The actual end result, I think it looks neater. Yeah.
I mean, like we've seen before, when they just put the cables and skimmed over them, and it was all poking out the walls. It's not really an appealing look, is it?
Yeah. It does take longer, but I think it's a neater finish. Definitely.
It's much tidier, much more professional as well.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the job we're paid to do. That's it. You just cut it there, and we just.
You said to take it.
Oh, was it? Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay.
You said that's where.
We'll add that to the gag reel at the end of the year. All right. Yeah. It's good. We're actually. This is a review that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. This is. This was the cheapest cordless drill I could find on Amazon, but there were a few criteria. It had to have 2 lithium-ion batteries. It had to have a 2-speed gearbox, and it's all right. I mean, it is a cheap piece of shit, but it's all right. You know, it's all right. I was saying earlier, it's like riding it's like riding a moped. We all want to have a go, but you just don't want to be seen using it in front of your mates. You know,
especially at 50cc.
Yeah, but it is all right. It's, you know. Anyway, but that'll be a review that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. The application for the 3rd seat of the van, we haven't found anyone yet. It's not that we're not hiring, I just haven't found anyone yet. So we were hunting around, we went through some of the CVs, just finding time to...
Yeah, there's a lot of CVs to go through.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, but I will sort it, I will get around to it, and I will try and, when I look like I've got a bit more enthusiasm, I'll try. It's just getting around to it. You just get busy. Trying to do this and then try and do that as well is, I don't know, it's hard. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about it. I am on the case. Which reminds me, actually, the van giveaway. That's the other thing, the van giveaway. It's doing right. We're up to $5.5 grand. So I'll leave a link for it in the description. I'll leave a link somewhere down in the description for it. But that ends on the 4th of November, isn't it? 4th of November, I think. And the draw is on the 5th.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave it in the description if you want the van. Tickets are $5. All right. Yeah.
To answer the question.
So far, no one's got it wrong on the GoFundMe thing. People who've had to answer it, no one's got it wrong yet.
People are overthinking it too much.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah. All right, we've got to crack on anyway because I want to try and we're going to be back here tomorrow. But there'll be another video of this next week, or it might be the week after, depends how we get on really. But thank you very much for watching. If you want to subscribe to this channel, you're going to click in this corner. If you want to watch another video, maybe down here. Patreon, that's the most important one, that's going to be up in this corner. Comments as usual down the bottom, and I'll see you in a week's time. See you later, everybody.